Hello, everyone. You've got me, Dustillation, recording this Dev League game. Two of them, actually, but we're going to take it one at a time. Kings at Binaries to start out in this one, and this will be a very fun matchup. The rough, tough defense of the Chechia Binaries going against the explosive offense of the Memphis Kings. Um, They are both, well, excuse me. So the binaries are 3-3 at this point in time, and the Kings are 2-4. So Kings trying to get off the schneid a little bit, and the binaries are trying to keep their 3-game win streak alive. So they've been performing really, really well the last couple games here, and yeah, we're gonna see what what we have in store for this one. I'm looking forward to it. We got some new players in the mix as well for some of these teams, so we'll be on the lookout for them. Notably, for the Kings, we have a new defensive player who is playing at linebacker right now, Tom Krieg. So he just created. Welcome to the league, Tom. And yeah, for no new additions for the binaries. But we'll see how their old Jamirical Robinson Jr. does in this one. So let's get into the action. Oh, here, let's see the experts. So experts have binaries as the underdogs, so liking the King's odds here. So let's see how it plays out. Not very good odds by the binaries, but this defense is pretty rock solid. So here we go. If you had, I think the Kings win this one. Personally, I know that that's what the experts said too, but to be honest, they they've lost so many tough, close games. I think they finally put it all together here. Um, but the Binaries are a really good team, so don't take that the wrong way. I feel like the Binaries can definitely win this despite being against the odds. I don't think they're really as much of an underdog as those percentages implied. But we're going to find out here as Harold Flower and Company take over. Flower back to pass under early flag. And it's Ringo Starr in the catch, but that's going to be negated from a hold. So first and 20, setting them back. Flower with two backs in the gun. Drops back. Gets it to the Botterman and reclaims some of those yards. A 6-yard gain. Second and 14 coming up for the Kings. Flower again. Has time. He gets it to Star. Star with maybe a little bit of a boost from his teammate and gets out to the 32-yard line where it'll be 3rd and 7. Definitely manageable. See how much they go for it. Flower with the pressure in his face. That's Kevin Choate. We call his name out a lot last game. Getting it done here early in this one. Big time sack on 3rd down to force the punt. So now the binaries are going to take over after this Frylock punt return. And they're going to start their first drive of the game at the 44. That binaries defense coming up big. Flower with no time to spare. So now Robinson Jr. drops back himself. Pressure coming late. And he gets it. The Botterman grabbing it. And they are at the 32-yard line. Keep in mind the binaries have a very good kicker. So they are approaching field goal range quickly. Robinson Jr. drops back to pass. Guy coming. And he throws it away. Linebacker is coming in on the, I don't know if it was delayed blitz or he just doesn't have the wheels, but 2nd and 10 nonetheless. Now Robinson Jr. with the play action got the man over the middle and just some miscommunication on the route. Not really sure what was going on there. Had his guy. So 3rd and 10 already for the binaries. See how they play this one. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Throws it, and he's got Holmes, but Holmes cannot hang on to it in the one-on-one matchup. And so 4th and 10 coming up. And yes, they are kicking a field goal. I'm not sure if he has the leg for it, but we're going to find out. This will be a 49-yarder. The kick is up, and it's good. He does indeed have the leg. I should have never doubted him for the second. And Therick making a lot of field goals in this season here. Puts the binaries up 3-0. We are halfway through the first, and it is Muriel Labillion to respond. Gets a decent return. Thought he was going to break it for a little more. To the 28, 29-yard line, and the Kings look to respond. Flower gets it to T-Boat, and T-Boat with a gain of a couple. 2nd and 8. You know, that first drive, I thought the Kings really could have did something, but the hold really set them back. Now Flower trying to make amends for it. He throws it, and ooh, Labillion catches it, but the defense was right there. I'm surprised Labillion was able to get to that, but he almost just took that ball away from the defense. So now it would be T-Boat with the carry on the fresh set of downs, and I believe, yes, he does get a first down. Tom T-Boat, a couple carries, 12 yards, nicely done by him. So, giving it to him again, and T-Boat making 2 men miss, and he's going down the sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. Choke's trying, but it's too late. He's tackled the pylon. Touchdown, Memphis Kings, and the 2-point glitch. All right, well, yeah, okay. All right. So now it'll be binaries to return it. Holmes gets it to the 35. So the binaries, chance to respond right here. Robinson Jr. hands it off, but Dorn is swallowed up. Dorn does not have the same wheels as T-Boat does, and loses a couple on that one. So 2nd and 12 coming up. Robinson back to pass. Throws it, and that's Dorn, and Dorn's got a first down. Nice pickup. About 13 or 14 yards on that reception, and Robinson got a couple nice passes here. But we're already to the end of the first quarter. Game is flying by for me. Hopefully you all at home are enjoying it as we are back here in Cheshire. First down for the binaries. Robinson Jr. with some time, and he can't connect with Dorn. Or Holmes, excuse me, not Dorn. Holmes looks like he dropped it there. So 2nd and 10 now. It's Robinson on the pass again. Gets it to his fullback, and his fullback, Boderman. Nice pickup of 7. Inside enemy territory at the 45. They've got 3 yards to get the first down. See what play they called. The pressure's coming, and they fumble it! And the Kings recover it! Robinson Jr. cannot hang on to the ball after the sack. Strip sack gives the Kings the ball at midfield. Great starting field position for this Memphis Kings as they hand it off to T-Boat. And T-Boat, who had that huge rushing touchdown last drive, gets 5 on this one. Well, call it 4, I guess. I looked closer to 5 to me. Anyway, Flower now, back to pass. He throws it sideline, and that's a couple yards there on the out route. So, already 3rd down. See if this binaries defense holds like they did on the first Kings 3rd down. Flower back to pass. Pressure coming in. It gets to him. Flower is swallowed up. But no! The face mask keeps the drive alive. Questionable penalty there. And the Kings will end up converting on the penalty. So now Flower drops back to pass. Throws it. And another 2 or 3 yard pickup on the out route. So Kings under center again. See if they give it to T-Boat. They do. T-Boat cannot make anything happen there. Gets only a couple. So back to 3rd down. We'll see if the Kings can convert. They're in the goal line formation. Flower back to pass. Has some time. Throws it. And it's dropped. I think that was T-Boat. So now 4th and 5. I think they're going to attempt the field goal, but I'm not very confident they'll make this one. We'll see. Kick is up, and neither the distance nor the accuracy. 51-yarder, no good, so the binaries take over at the 34-yard line. Their defense is holding, so let's see what their offense can do. Robinson Jr. has Dorn on the out, and that's a couple there. As we hit the 2-minute warning in this one. Still anybody's ball game. We've got a barn burner, whatever cliche you want to use. See if that man there, Robinson Jr., can make some more happen as Dorn gets the handoff from him and only gets a yard. Kings calling a timeout. They're trying to get the ball back before the end of the half. And binaries on 3rd and 7. See what play they call. It is a quick penalty. That might be an offsides. It is, so binaries have a chance to score. Krieg's tackle for a loss there is wiped away by the penalty. Heavy formation for both teams. Robinson Jr. back to pass. He gets it to Holmes. Holmes makes a man miss. And that is a huge pickup on 3rd and 2 by the binaries. They get it to the 41-yard line, and they are moving. Robinson Jr. back to pass. They pick up the pressure. He's got a man deep, and it's Dayton Holmes. He jukes and he scores! Oh, the riverboat dance indeed. Dayton Holmes stunting on this Memphis Kings defense. And the extra point slices. It doinks in. Okay, all right. Football. 10-7 here in Chechia. Kings with 2 timeouts, though, and only a 2-point deficit, as Muriel Labillion will return it. Kings taking over, led by Flower, T-Boat, and Labillion. Couldn't think of his name, and he just returned it. Star as well, as I forgot to mention, with the catch on that one. See if they can score before the end of the half. Flower's been efficient, but hasn't really taken many shots. See if that changes on this drive. Flower with some time. Incomplete. 3rd and 6 coming up. Clock is stopped at 1:02. And it'll be Flower handing it off to T-Boat. And T-Boat can't make a man miss, so I guess they're content with their 2-point deficit. The Binaries call timeout, though, trying to preserve some clock, and maybe they'll even score a field goal before the end of the half. They still have all 2 timeouts, or not all 2, but 2 of their 3 timeouts, and it'll be Fry lock to get it to the 34-yard line. So I'd say about maybe 25 yards to get into a makeable field goal. It's definitely doable in 52 seconds. Robinson Jr. back to pass. He throws it deep. And Dayton Holmes says, screw that 25 yards. I'll get you 30-some. Down to the 27-yard line. Nice pickup by the Binaries. Clock is rolling, though. Robinson Jr. with some time. He throws it, and it falls harmlessly to the ground. He was hit as he throws. But, oh, the late face mask. I'm not sure who that was called on. That is going to get them a couple yards. So now Robinson Jr. with some time back to pass, throwing it through the back of the end zone, incomplete. 3rd and 8 coming up. Binaries with a couple timeouts. They're at the 25-yard line. See how they play this. So Robinson back to pass. He's got a man. Holmes makes a man miss and waltzes into the end zone. Touchdown, Chechia Binaries. They are up 16-8. Looking to make it up by 9 with the PAT, which is good. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Binaries, red hot these last 3 games, taking it into this one. They are looking to be above 500 for the first time ever in team history. And Kings need an answer. They really do. Flower, 2 pass here. He throws it, and it's intercepted by Michael Dion. That could have been a big-time completion. One-on-one matchups are definitely favored to the receiver, but Michael Dion says, no way, no how. And there's like interception right back by the Kings. We'll see if they just run a play and get the run play to T-Boat just to get in the locker room, or what they do here for the Kings. Flower says, no way, we're passing it, but that is dropped, and that is halftime. So the Binaries explode in that second quarter, jumping out to a 9-point lead now. But watch out for these Kings. They can definitely turn it around. They just need to keep feeding the rock to T-Boat, in my opinion. But the Binaries are going to start with the ball in the second half, see if they can build on their lead. So it'll be Jamirico Robinson Jr. and Dorn and Holmes taking over at the 34-yard line to start the third quarter. Robinson Jr. can't connect. That is dropped by the Botterman, I believe. So 2nd and 10. Robinson Jr., pretty good stat line. That interception kind of came at an awkward time in the half where he didn't really need to throw it. But nonetheless, there it is. And Robinson Jr. is just dropping it into his receiver's basket. No problem, making it look easy out there. Now, fullback dive, gets a yard or two. I guess they're not calling it much of a game there. So 2nd and 10 for for the Binaries after that huge pass play. They followed up with a fullback dive. Now Binaries getting the out route to Holmes, but Holmes cannot hang on to it. So 3rd and long for the Binaries. Let's see if this Kings defense can make a stand. Robinson Jr. back to pass. He throws it, and he's got Holmes, but there is a flag on the play. And yes, it is a holding penalty. So that is going to negate the touchdown. That could have been absolutely monstrous for this Binaries team. Now Robinson Jr. back to pass and cannot find his man. So the penalty gets the Kings to 3rd and long, and they stand on defense. So now it'll be Therick to punt, and is not fielded. And that's, oh, he does pick it up, but Longlegs picks it up right out of bounds, and that is a dangerous spot to be. We are in a safety watch, boys and girls. They're taking over at the 5. Flower with some time now and completes it, so gives them some breathing room despite being in the shadow of their goalposts. So now, fresh set of downs at the 18-yard line. Play action of T-Boat with a lot of time. Flower throws it, and that is dropped. 2nd and 10. Here we go. Kings trying to make something happen. They're only down by 2 scores here. Flower throwing it off his back foot. Gets a completion, and that's about 4 on that play. So 3rd and 6. Kings have not been very great on 3rd down, mostly because this Binaries defense is so hungry. But there, Ringo Starr gets the first down and then some. Nice pickup by Ringo Starr from Flower. Down to about the 44-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Memphis Kings. And off to T-Boat. T-Boat makes a man miss and gets about 4 on that one. Nice little pickup. See, I really think they need to just keep running it with T-Boat more. They really don't have to worry about the clock that much. Just keep running their game plan. As Flower finds Starr again, that's his favorite target on this drive. Another pickup. Kings now at the 35-yard line, starting to approach field goal range. T-Boat can't get much there. That weak side handoff, not really doing it. So 2nd and 9 coming up. Flower in the shotgun, throwing it to the sideline, and that is dropped by Labillion. So 3rd and 9 coming up. We'll see how the Kings game plan around this. They are lined up in the goal line formation. Not sure about this call. They're back to pass, though. He throws it. He's got Labillion, and Labillion can't come down with it. 4th and 9 coming up. And they are going to bring out the field goal unit, but this is a long field goal, 51-yarder. He missed from this distance earlier. The kick is up, and no way, no how. Oh, good. They needed another 10 yards for that one, so the Binaries take over at the 34-yard line. Robinson Jr. back to pass. He's got some time. Now the pressure gets to him, and he completes it again. Robinson Jr. making the passes when they matter most. Pulling off some mini miracles there, and that is going to be the end of the quarter. 9-point game, so we can see some 4s in chat. It's not that far to reach. I know the Binaries are on the prowl, but that doesn't mean anything. This Kings defense can turn it around. Dorn gets a block or 2, but doesn't have the wheels to make much out of it. Only a 2-yard pickup. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now, on this 2nd down, Robinson Jr. is back to pass, and it's intercepted. Larry David with a huge turnover right when the Kings need it most. Praise the sun, y'all, is what David does, and there we go. The Kings back in the driver's seat here. They can score a couple times and win this. We'll see how they do. Flower back in the shotgun. Got some time. He throws it. Oh, not connecting there. I think that was Labillion again. Not sure. See if he goes to Ringo Starr there. He's lined up on the right side on the offensive line there. He throws it, and it's Labillion. Labillion makes one-man miss, but is swallowed up immediately. Critical 1st down by the Kings and company. So they're taking over at, well, they're at the 42-yard line, I should say. And now they're up to about the 7 of the Binaries. Nice little completion there of 5. Time is starting to work against them, though. It's Flower. Back to pass. He gets it to Star. Star gets the first down. They are nickel and diming this Binaries defense as they should. They don't have a lot of time to throw all the time. As Flower back to pass. Gets it to the Bonderman, and that's a pickup of about 5. So 5-yard completions really chipping away at this Binaries defense. See what happens here. Flower back to pass. Throws it again, and that's Star down the sideline. He made one man miss and gets out of bounds. That will stop the clock at 2:12. They are at the 11-yard line. So Kings with the trips to the left side. See what they do here. Flower throwing it, and that is dropped. He could have had a touchdown if he catches that. Tough drop by the Kings. It is 2nd and 10 nonetheless. Flower now back to pass. Throws it, and he was hit as he throws, so that falls out of bounds. 2:04 on the clock. It is 3rd and 10. See how they play this one. 3rd and 10. The pressure's coming against Kevin Choate on the sack. We hit the 2-minute warning, and yes, they are bringing out the field goal unit. Boderman's kick is up, and it doinks off the upright. Not what the Kings had in mind. And now, Binaries are going to try to milk the clock as Krieg is in on that tackle for a loss. Nice job by him. 2nd and 13 for the Binaries. See if they just keep running it. Oh, they're going to pass. Robinson Jr. throwing it, and that's intercepted. Tom Krieg, we talked about him earlier, gets his first interception in the Dev League. And it could not have come at a better time. Kings need to work fast, though. Flower back to pass. Throwing it and dropped by Tebow, but the defense was right on top of him. Been a tough completion either way. So, now, on 2nd and 10. Flower is back to pass. He's slinging it, and that is dropped. 3rd and 10 coming up. The Kings are running out of opportunities. This is obviously 4-down territory at this point. Flower back to pass. It as he throws, that could have easily been intercepted, but falls harmlessly to the ground. And oh no, they're not going to go for it. They are going to kick the field goal, and that is short and to the left. That is 0 for 4 on the day by the Memphis Kings field goal unit. And I think that's probably just about going to do it. Warren with the run. Kings call a timeout to try to preserve some clock. Binaries again. Giving it to Dorn, and Dorn picks up about 3 or 4. Clock is stopped with the Kings' last timeout at 1:20. See how the Binaries handle this. They pitch it out to Dorn, and Dorn is swallowed up at the 35. So 4th down here with a good punter to boot it away. And the clock is ticking. They are definitely milking it down, as I'm thinking the Binaries have this one well in hand. It would take a minor miracle for the Kings at this point. Derek to boot it away. And that is Long Legs to return it, and he is tackled immediately. So, the Kings with 37 seconds left and a 9-point deficit, trying to tighten it up a little bit. We'll see how that works. Flower back to pass, gets it over to the Boderman, and that is out of bounds at the 30. So, 2nd and 3 coming up. Now, Flower throwing it again, playing the sideline game to preserve the clock, but that cannot be reeled in. Another costly drop by this Kings receiver core. And so 3rd and 3 already. Watch out. Binaries in a heavy formation. They're running, and it's intercepted by Michael Dion, his 2nd interception of the game, and that is going to ice it completely. The Binaries are going to come out victorious. 4 wins in a row by this Czechia Binaries team, and the Kings cannot figure it out at this point. I was thinking they were going to be able to string it all together, but they do not. The Binaries' defense is too strong, and their offense was making plays as well. No points in this second half, but they didn't need it. The Binaries come out ahead and win this one 17-18. Kevin Choate with a couple of sacks, and then we saw Michael Dion. Those are both Silver Eagles members, Silver Eagles GM and co-GM, making big plays in this one. And Dayton Holmes is also a Silver Eagle, so watch out for that team. All right, and we have the second game of the night, which is going to be, of course, the Narwhals at the Rail Raiders. So let's get this one set up. Here we are. That looks good. I was going to get some funky uniforms. Let's... Rail Raiders. I'm thinking do this and then make the Rail Raiders. Here we go. I wonder how that's going to look. We'll try it out. We'll try it out. All right. Yeah. Let's make this our night game here, and we're gonna have a little bit of overcast look. And here we are, the premier game of the night. Curiri at Mississippi, or as it's easier to pronounce, Narwhals at the Rail Raiders. Experts have the Mississippi Rail Raiders as the underdogs, as the home team. Few of the devs here really favoring the Narwhals, and Danny, of course, the lone Rail Raider supporter. So let's see how we do in this one. This is going to be a very fun matchup. We've got two really well-balanced teams, and then a very, very important thing to note is a lot of times football games are won and fought in the trenches. The Narwhals do have a new acquisition at the offensive line, so we'll see if that really paves the way for ZKF, who had the walk-off touchdown last week to win it. See if that helps pave the way for this Narwhals offense. And kickoff time. Here we go. It's Vasquez on the return. And he's going to let the Narwhals start at about the 37-yard line, 38. And I'm excited to see this offense. Stazzle picking up 5 there. Running it right out the gate as expected. They have one of the best running backs in the league. But now it's Ucker back to pass, and he is hit as he throws. Very dangerous throw indeed. So, 3rd and 5 coming up now. See if this Rail Raiders defense can hold. Ucker back to pass. He's got a man deep. He throws it, and it's dropped. That was Vasquez, who could have had an easy touchdown. Instead, it is 4th and 5, so the Rail Raiders are bailed out from a Narwhals drop, and they're going to have a chance to take over close to the 20-yard line here. See how Max Error and company do. You've got a solid team: Butch Hardwood, Max Error, and of course Dokamasi. We haven't said his name enough this season. That's a lie. We say it all the time because he's such a huge playmaker. But they give it to Hardwood out the gate, and it's 2nd and 9. Rail Raiders on offense. Error back to pass, got some time. Now the pressure comes. He gets it to Ty. Ty makes a man miss, but cannot escape the other defender. But huge pickup nonetheless by Chris Ty and the Rail Raiders. They are inside Narwhal territory. Error now back to pass. Hit as he throws. He had some time, but nothing was getting open down the field. Made too late of a decision. The ball falls harmlessly to the ground. 2nd and 10 coming up. Error back to pass again. And he's got Gaines. And Gaines gains some yards there on 2nd down. 5 to be exact. 3rd and 5 coming up. See if the Binaries defense holds. Hardwood with the handoff. Wow, I did not see that coming. I was expecting pass, and I think so was the Narwhals defense, because that was a nice Butch Hardwood 1st down pickup on 3rd and 5. Hardwood with the ball again. He is met at the line. Pickup of a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They're under center. He drops back. And that was Gaines, I believe, in the drop. He also had a wide open Hardwood to the left side, but incomplete. So 3rd and 8 coming up for this Rail Raiders offense. Error drops back to pass. He gets it to Hardwood, but no, Hardwood cannot come down with it. He had some space too, could have turned on the Jets. But instead, they're going to line up for what should be about a 46-yard field goal. Kick is up, and it's short. Was well on target, but not enough leg. Most of these teams, except for the Binaries, do not have much of a leg for field goals, so tough break for the Rail Raiders who are driving so well. So now it'll be the Narwhals trying to capitalize on the missed opportunity. As ZKF gets a yard there. See if they keep feeding him the rock or not. They do. Makes 2 men miss and gets a first down. He's so dangerous. So dangerous. And now, taking over at the 40, the Narwhals. With a fresh set of downs, handed off to ZKF again, and he is running around, using his lead blocker, kind of. Maybe the lead blocker getting in the way. Gets about 6. 2nd and 4. Tucker handing it off to ZKF. Gets 2 blocks and gets the first down. You just got to watch out for that man. He can break out a big one in a hurry. Tucker gets the pitch, and he is swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Good fundamental tackling there. You got to wrap up against ZKF. That's exactly what the Rail Raiders did. And we wrap up the first quarter here in this one, 0-0. All knotted up, but the Narwhals are driving in enemy territory. 2nd and 10 for them as they hand it off to ZKF again. And Zane Cluxon for Stazzle gets a first down. Maybe a favorable spot there, but gets it nonetheless. 1st and 10. Ucker and company driving. And just, that's the formula right there. But the Rail Raiders maybe picking up on it. 2nd and 9 now for the Narwhals. Ucker handing it off again. I don't think he's thrown it all this drive. He might have to. It's 3rd and 4. They are not in a very easy field goal attempt here. So Ucker back to pass. The pressure's coming and gets it to Frostazzo on the screen, but that doesn't get them anything. Actually loses them 4 yards, and nope, they're going to punt it. So we'll see if we can't coffin it here. They punt it, and it rolls into the end zone, touchback. So Mississippi with a chance to respond here. Error's a very good quarterback. Dokabasi, a very good receiver. Ty, very good tight end receiver. And Hardwood, a very good running back himself. Gets 1 on that one. Thought he had 2, but they mark him at the 21-yard line. 2nd and 9 for the Rail Raiders. Quick flag as Error back to pass. Gets it to Dokabasi, who on the comeback route does very well. The offsides, it will be declined on that free play as Rail Raiders pick up a first down. Dokabasi with his first catch of the night. Always good to get that man involved, Latavius Dokabasi. Now, Hardwood getting involved here. Gets a nice little pickup of 5. He's had a couple good runs. And Error figuring out this defense. Quick flag again. And that is another offsides by this Narwhals. Not very disciplined on the D-line. And fresh set of downs for the Rail Raiders. As we hit the 2-minute warning already, so we've got a fast-moving one here. Still no score, but the Rail Raiders are trying to make something happen before the end of the half. As Error throwing it deep, he's got Dokabasi. Latavius Dokabasi grabs it in stride. Touchdown, Rail Raiders. Man, it just happened so fast. So fast, man. Just, one thing you know, it's 0-0. Next thing you know, it's a missed PAT, 6-0, but thanks to that Dokabasi long touchdown catch, he's been doing it all season long. The Rail Raiders jump out to a 6-0 lead. Vasquez to return it, and the Narwhals have plenty of time to respond. They have plenty of weapons to do so. We'll see how they run this 2-minute drill. The 3-receiver I formation as Ucker back to pass. Got some time. He's throwing it deep to his playmaker, Vasquez. And Vasquez makes a man miss after the catch. And he's got his own touchdown. Responding right back to Latavius Dokabasi. Rafael Vasquez getting it done. Absolutely snagging it on that defender. And gets the touchdown. The PAT will not be good, so we're all knotted up at 6. All right. High wins, dude, on the PAT. Let me tell you. Man, this is a fun game here. They're all really fun, to be honest. Can't really discriminate that much. Last game was fun, just in some different ways, and this one's just fun. So, anyway, 6-6 as we have 1:36 left in the game, and Error can't connect with the Bonnerman, or maybe that was Ty. 2nd and 10 as the ball falls to the ground. Error not doing too bad. Like to see that completion percentage a little higher, but not too bad nonetheless. Error with some time throwing into triple coverage. That is dangerous. I'm surprised the Narwhals didn't come down with it. But 6-6 still in this one. 3rd and 10. The down moves to. And now Hardwood with the carry. And he does not have the first down. Narwhals take a timeout as they are saying, no, we think we can score before the end of the quarter still. So now Frost, we haven't heard him yet really in this one. Gets it at the 25, 26-yard line after that little return. 1:13 left in the half, and Narwhals with an opportunity to score. Ucker back to pass. And I think that was dropped or very well covered, one of the two. 2nd and 10 nonetheless, and Ucker not doing a whole lot. ZKF been running a lot, and yeah. That's kind of the Narwhals offense, just feed ZKF. But not getting many completions here. That is 2 drops here early. And now they just hand it off to Zane Cluxon for Sazo, who's met at the line, or after a pickup of a few. Rail Raiders call timeout, so now they're going to have maybe okay starting field position for their drive. Looks like Bonnerman's going to grab it at the 34, and he actually gets a solid little return to the 41. So when you got a guy like Dokabasi and a QB like Error, they can easily score before the end of the half. 50 seconds, absolutely a lifetime in Rail Raider world. And he's got him. He's got Dokabasi, and Dokabasi is going to walk into the end zone yet again. 2 touchdowns for that man there, number 7. We'll see if he hits 7 touchdowns today. I don't think that's going to happen, but it would be really fun to see. PAT is good, so Error to Dokabasi. Getting it done when they need it, giving the Rail Raiders a 7-point, 1-touchdown lead. Now, Vasquez to return it, gets it to the 36, and the Narwhals are going to try to respond here. Ucker drops back. He's got ZKF on the flat. And for Stazzle, cannot make the man miss an open space. Gets an 8-yard pickup, though. Narwhals take a timeout. And it is 2nd and 3. Ucker back to pass. The pressure's coming. He has to get rid of it and just sails out of bounds. Probably better than an alternative interception. Anything's better than a turnover most of the time. Now, 3rd down, pressure coming. Ucker gets it to Vasquez, and Vasquez is swallowed up immediately. The Narwhals use their last timeout, so they only have 21 seconds to make something happen here. It'll be 1st and 10 for Ucker. Ucker with some time. He's got for Stazzle, I believe, in the sideline. He's down the sideline. He's going out of bounds at the 15. Wow, what a nice run after the catch. And yes, the Narwhals are going to try to call one more play with 11 seconds left. Ucker now back to pass. He throws it through the back of the end zone. Nobody was going to get a hold of that one, but let's see if they line up for a field goal here with 5 seconds left in the half. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Narwhals come away with some points here after a couple nice little plays here and there for the Narwhals. They could not get into the end zone, but get 3 points nonetheless. Still down by 4, and this Dokabasi return will take us to halftime. As we have a very, very fun game in store here. 13-9 as we go in the second half, and the Rail Raiders are going to do a redo on the return effectively, getting the ball to start the second half. See if they can't build on this 4-point lead. That's not much of a lead when you're facing a team like the Narwhals. But when you got guys like Dokabasi and Butch Hardwood, they're playing with a lead. I mean, they can be very, very flexible on offense. So see what Error and company do. Error handing it to Hardwood, and Hardwood making some moves, gets it to the 40-yard line, 41-yard line, 7-yard pickup, 2nd and 3. Error now, back to pass, pressure's coming, and it sails out of bounds. Third and 3. We'll see if the Narwhals defense. Oh my goodness, the fullback dive! That was a huge third down pickup. I did not see that coming whatsoever. I thought they were going to give it to Hardwood on the strong side pitch, but the fullback sneaky dive, and Dokabasi is down the sideline, down the field. Touchdown, Rail Raiders. They are starting to open this one up. Look at that stat line. Latavius Dokabasi, 4 catches, 179 yards, and his 3rd touchdown there to put the Rail Raiders up by 11 now. Wow. You cannot stop that guy. Otterman with the kick. It'll be Vasquez to return it. And the Narwhals need to start to tighten down on defense or close the deficit here with the Rail Raiders. Hand off to Verstazel. Verstazel is met at the 40. Nice little pickup of 6. I mean, they're definitely not in scramble or emergency mode by any means, but they got to stop Dokabasi, and a score here would really help their effort in hanging around. So now, on 3rd and 5, Ucker is back to pass, and he throws it deep, and there were a couple Rail Raider jerseys there, not much red. Very dangerous throw by Ucker, so that was going to bring out the punt unit. And it will be the Botterman punting it to the Botterman and making a man miss, getting it to the 29-yard line, and the Rail Raiders taking over again on offense. Error, back to pass. He's throwing it to Hardwood, and Hardwood snagging it right in front of his guy. That is a huge first down pickup by Hardwood out of the backfield. Nice job by Butch Hardwood. Error now handing it off to Hardwood, and Hardwood's got some space. Picks up about 8 or 9 on that carry. So, 2nd and 1. Rail Raiders already in Narwhals territory. Pressure coming on the 6-2, and Error barely gets rid of it. That was dangerous. Error was hit as he threw, but whatever I meant. And now Hardwood gets the first down, makes a man miss, keeps going, and he has got tagged from behind by the corner. First down by Butch Hardwood, and the Rail Raiders offense is really clicking at the right time. Error now back to pass. He's throwing it to Hardwood, and Hardwood with a huge pickup cannot get in the end zone, gets dangerously close. All will be placed at the 1-yard line. Look at Hardwood, over 100 all-purpose yards, and maybe he gets his first touchdown of the night here. They hand it off to him, and he walks right in. Touchdown, Rail Raiders. They are up 26-9 now. Narwhals not really making the late-game magic happen like they did last game. The PAT is good, 27-9, so Rail Raiders tripling this Narwhal score. And Akuri needs to make something happen right quick. As Vasquez, he's a playmaker and gets it to the 39-yard line. Going to be an uphill battle for Ucker and Verstazel. They need to work pretty quickly here, and that won't help their effort. Only a pickup of 1. 2nd and 9 coming up. Ucker drops back to pass. Got a little time. Gets it to Vasquez. First down. Maybe one more play before the end of the quarter here, one or two. As Frestazzle gets the pitch from the shotgun, and that is a first down. So that is going to take us to the end of the third quarter. Rail Raiders are up by 18, but the Narwhals are on the offensive prowl. They're inside the Rail Raiders 40 and need to make something happen fast. They pitch to Frestazzle, and Frestazzle gets about 3. So clock is rolling yet again. Dane Cluxon, Frestazzle with over 112 yards of offense. No touchdown yet, but that could change on this drive as Boderman with a huge pickup. Maybe a little bit of a hold there on the Rail Raiders defender by Vasquez, but they get away with it. And now Frestazzle making a man miss, getting a pickup of 4. They have a chance to score still, so see how this offense performs in the red zone. Ucker back to pass. Gets it to Frestazzle, and he is tackled at the 1. Frestazzle's had some bad drops in the red zone, but makes good on that catch, and they are very close to a touchdown. The pitch play is going to get him the touchdown. Zane Cluxon for Frestazzle. ZKF with another touchdown. He's gotten so many this season, and he's just an absolute playmaker out there. Otterman's PAT is no good, so it is still a 12-point game. That is costly. Well, I guess it doesn't matter that much. It was 2 touchdowns either way. So, now the Rail Raiders to get the ball. That man there is an absolute burner. Okabasi returns it to the 34. So the Rail Raiders will take over. They showed a lot of balance last drive, running and passing. Let's see what they do this drive. They're starting out with a pass, error with a lot of time. Now the pressure's coming. And Ty with a huge reception. And just like that, the Rail Raiders are back in Narwhal territory. Fresh set of downs as Hardwood gets the carry. Makes one man miss. And a solid, oh, no, I thought that was short, but he lunges forward. Solid 10-yard pickup by Butch Hardwood, who's having a very great game as well. And Hardwood with another couple there as clock is winding down. I felt like the Narwhals needed to make a stop there, but that huge Chris Ty bomb and now that Butch Hardwood first down pickup gets us to the 2-minute warning, and the Narwhals really need to make something happen on defense here soon. Whether it's a fumble or an interception. Clock is not their friend. They call a timeout to try to preserve it. And the fullback dive is stuffed. So, Rail Raiders likely, yes, they will bring out the field goal unit to try to double this lead, or double the score. Kick is up, and it's no good. It's almost left, so the Narwhals get a big break. They've got 1 timeout. They've got a 12-point deficit. They've got a Zane Cluxon for Frestazzle. And now, Ucker cannot connect with ZKF. So, 2nd and 10 here. See what plays they drop. They need to score fast. Ucker to pass. He's got some time. Throws it. And Luke Rogers, his first catch of the night, I believe. The Narwhals, interestingly, call their first timeout their last timeout of the game. So, they cannot stop the clock and just need to go as Ucker gets to Frestazzle but cannot break away. You hit him in stride, and he might have had a solid line down the sideline, but ZKF is swallowed up after a pickup of 3. Now Ucker back to pass again. He's got Vasquez. He's throwing it. And Vasquez gets the catch, but the flag, no, it's a hold on the Boderman running back. That is going to negate the play, an absolute backbreaker for the Narwhals, and you get the feeling they're not going to be able to come back after that. Ucker back to pass. Maybe I spoke too soon. Oh, okay. That is dropped. 3rd and 17 coming up. We are obviously in 4-down territory, but every missed pass, every incompletion is really working against the Narwhals here. Another deep bomb, and Vasquez cannot come down with it. Last chance for the Narwhals in this game. It all comes down to this play as Ucker is back to pass. He's throwing. He's got Vasquez, and Vasquez makes good, and he makes a man miss. He's down the sideline on 4th and 17. They convert, and then some. Touchdown Narwhals. And just like that, they are within 6. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure if they can come back, but they are going to make a good effort as the double doink, no good, BAT. But it doesn't matter. They need more than that. And here we go, onside kick time. The win or loss, it could be dependent on this as the Rail Raiders recover. And that will do it in this one. So, although the score is 27-21, and that's where we'll end this one, I believe the Rail Raiders were kind of a little bit more in control than the score implied. That last second touchdown was fairly incredible by the Narwhals, but not enough. The Rail Raiders too great on offense, all around really. Dokabasi with 3 touchdowns, Hardwood with over 120 all-purpose yards, and a touchdown from him as well. And so the Rail Raiders are going to come out ahead in this one. They are going to move above 500 and be tied now with the Narwhals and the Binaries. So, as the standings look, the Kings are at the bottom at 2-5, and then you have a 3-way tie between the Narwhals, Rail Raiders, and Binaries, each at 4-3. So we have absolute chaos here in the Dev League. I don't know the tiebreakers exactly off the top of my head, but we'll figure those out when it's closer to the end of the season. You know, we're still at the exact halfway marker, so a lot of football to be played. Make sure you get your updates in. Make sure you're doing your ACs. You know, improve your player, improve your team, and enjoy the ride. Thank you so much for joining us. I will probably not be streaming again on Thursday. I think it'll be Toasty or TLK. So, well, I don't think it'll be TLK. It'll probably be Toasty. But your games will be again on Thursday. Good luck to everyone who's playing, and great games by the Rail Raiders and the Binaries with the wins and the victories. Kings and Narwhals got to pick it up next week. I believe you guys you won't be playing each other, so we'll have some more shakeups next week. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and have a great night.